Hi, welcome to the Forecasting for Success podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Brie. I'm a doctor of psychology, financial educator, astrologer, and founder of Forecasting for Success, a community of people improving their financial literacy to achieve financial independence. I blend my expertise as a former professor and financial intelligence analyst with the tool of astrology to help break down why you are struggling with specific money habits and the best way to form more intentional responses and choices when it comes to money, especially to help you feel more secure in your financial decisions and improve your money skills for building long-term wealth. Welcome back to the Forecasting for Success podcast. Remember to subscribe, rate, and review the show. And if you're wondering where to get started when it comes to getting your money in order and improving your financial situation, you can go to forecastingforsuccess.com/free-resources, and I'll send you a free personalized money plan for wherever you're at with your finances. Today, I'm going to share an astrology reading for the current transits this week that could impact your money, as well as some useful information on how to align your personal values with how you spend your money. First, at exactly 6:51 p.m. today, Central European Time, Venus is conjunct Neptune in Aries at 1 degree and 9 minutes. This is a big deal because this is at an Aries point. An Aries point refers to 0 degrees of the cardinal signs, so Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Anytime you have a planet at 0 degrees of these signs, it's important to pay attention. And it is okay to give a little cushion of 2 degrees. So I include 29 degrees and 1 degree if I see something that's important that is happening for any planets in this small window or range. I've spoken here before on previous episodes about planets being very visible when they're at an Aries point, which means that this energy is conducive to bringing noticeable changes to our outer world. Usually when a person has a planet at an Aries point in their natal chart, it means that they have the capacity to become known for or otherwise create impact in their world using the qualities or energies of the respective Aries point placement. Sometimes people can have secret weapon placements where they can keep their skills or talents hidden or remain subtle. But Aries point energy means that you have a signature quality. So your potential and skill set in this specific area is visible to others and should be as you grow into this specific expertise. Neptune moving into Aries is a big deal because as an outer planet, it takes its time moving through each sign. Neptune entered Pisces back in 2011, and it will retrograde back into Pisces in October of this year. So it's currently dipping its toes into Aries to test the waters. Neptune represents our dreams, imagination, beliefs, and creativity. This is an important moment, not only as individuals, but also as a turning point for our communities and society. Neptune is never content with what it has. Neptune is about dissolving boundaries and reshaping our limits and reforming our realities. It will shift back into Aries in January 2026, where it will remain through 2039. It is not a coincidence that Venus joins Neptune in its introduction to Aries. We as individuals and we as a community are being given a rare opportunity this year to get clear on what we value because come January 2026, the gloves are off and Neptune is going to hit the ground running with whatever values we have on the table. Do what you can this year to get clear on what you value and how you can realistically action and support those values, since Aries is about taking action and owning your actions and responsibilities. This means taking a few moments this year to think about what you want your life to look like in 2039. Best case scenario, think about the day-to-day details and walk through your best day of you in 2039. What resources do you need? What resources are you enjoying? What would it take for you to accumulate those resources? Are your investments on track to support you in 2039? Do you need to become more active in your community to help shape and improve it? Do you need to move to a different community and help and shape that community instead? Take the time that you need this year to set clear, intentional, and realistic goals that are value-based or value-aligned to set your future self up for success. When Venus is conjunct Neptune, it can have this foggy effect to where money doesn't quite feel real, like money is an illusion. So it's important to take a breath and ground yourself to remember what is real and actionable, especially in the sign of Aries that is all about action. If you have lofty goals for yourself and or your community, and these goals feel good to you in your body, these goals feel right to take action on, then remember to follow through with tangible steps of how you can achieve your goals, whether that's specific ways to improve your finances, like paying off debt or increasing the amount you pay into your IRA or brokerage account each month, to community-based goals like supporting local artists or joining a paddleboard river cleanup group or other helping community-based groups. Okay, so that's the big transit for this week, and we'll touch upon this again in January 2026. Next, Venus is sextile Pluto in Aquarius at 3 degrees and 49 minutes, which means that Pluto is also sextile to Neptune. This transit really helps us to deepen our capacity to connect with others and act in tandem with our personal values. It really helps us deepen and improve our meaning and purpose when it comes to acting upon what we value. Since it's now springtime, hopefully you have access to community-based events like art shows, garden shows, library events, farmers markets, or other ways to either support your local community by spending money on local things or people that you personally value, or enjoying third spaces that allow you to support your community without being required to spend money if you don't want to. So those are the two major money transits for this week. And now I'd like to expand upon what it means to align your personal values and your money values or spending habits. First, what is a personal value versus a money value? Personal values are the core principles that shape and guide our actions, decisions, and behaviors. It's important to identify and name your personal values to avoid cognitive dissonance, which means unconsciously holding conflicting beliefs or unknowingly thinking and acting in opposite ways that causes us mental discomfort and stress. Examples of personal values include things like authenticity, dependability, empathy, freedom, kindness, etc. Money values are similar, meaning these are your core beliefs about money that guide your thoughts and behaviors when it comes to money. This can be things like security, impact, adventure, legacy, compassion, etc. It's important to consciously identify and name your money values to ensure that these are in alignment with your personal values to prevent any unconscious discomfort and stress that could be derailing your goals. Money is a tool. It may be connected to a corrupt system or used in harmful ways by some people, but by itself, it is a tool. Some people, for instance, may have personal values of freedom and independence, but unconsciously hold a belief that money is bad or only bad people have a lot of money, which means that they may be unconsciously avoiding taking action to improve their own personal finances, like paying off high interest debt and investing at a sustainable rate to retire early and be free as early as possible. They may say that they have a money value of security that matches on paper to their personal values of freedom and independence, but their actions are not in alignment, which can cause mental stress and anxiety or cause spending, for instance, to get worse and not better. It is okay for personal values and money values to evolve over time. So it's not like you name them and then these have to remain your core values forever. Naming your values and being consciously aware of what these are helps us in many ways. Most people have a hard time with planning way into the future. So it is difficult for most people to plan for retirement, for example, because it is challenging to think through the logistics of what and how much we'll need for something that's important but really far away. Earlier, I encouraged you to think about what your day-to-day life will look like in 2039, but this can be challenging for many people. However, identifying and naming your personal and money values is a great place to start. This is a great way to determine your immediate and long-term priorities and identify realistic and actionable steps where you can achieve your goals. It can make things more tangible and measurable, like using the debt avalanche method to watch your debt be paid off, or to set a goal on investing for early retirement and watch your investments increase over time. And you can get as creative as you want for these. They can also include things like realizing adventure and discovery are core values. So you start taking more vacations that help you grow and evolve as a person, rather than buying random things online, for instance. Or invest in local workshops every quarter so that you not only support a local artist, but also this helps you grow and evolve as a person. Remember that money is just one tool that you have to help shape your world and how you want to experience it. So be as creative as you wish. I hope this information helps you to navigate the transits and energy of this week, as well as how to be more intentional with your finances. I want to thank you so much for joining me this week on Forecasting for Success, and let you know that you can read the transcript for each podcast episode on my website, which is linked below in the show notes. I've also included the link to send me your money questions if you'd like to be a guest on the podcast at forecastingforsuccess.com/podcast. And if you're ready to get started on improving your financial literacy and developing your own personalized money plan, I encourage you to join my Forecasting for Success community, where I teach you everything you need to know about budgeting, how to choose your retirement number, how to invest in the stock market, and so much more. I go live in the community each month to check in on your progress and help answer any questions you may have. And it's a supportive community where you can also check in with other members and learn from their experiences as well. I hope you take good care of yourself, and I'll talk to you next week.